Have you ever paused a YouTube video so it could buffer faster? Crossed your fingers during a dice game, or willed a traffic light to turn green just by staring at it? Or maybe you've stayed in a situation you hated, a job, a relationship, a habit, because somehow you were convinced that if you just kept your grip tight enough, everything would turn out exactly as you wanted. We do these things not because we're illogical, but because our brains adore the illusion of control. It's a powerful psychological force that makes us feel safe, confident, and in charge, even when we're not. And the truth is, this illusion might just be holding us back more than helping us. Welcome to MindShift. Today, we're diving deep into the illusion of control, why we hold on so tightly to things we can't actually change, and what happens when we start letting go. Stay with me, because this might just shift the way you see your decisions and your life. Let's start with a quick story. In 1975, a psychologist named Ellen Langer conducted a surprising study. She gave people lottery tickets. Some people got to choose their own ticket, while others were simply handed one randomly. And here's the twist. When later asked to sell their ticket, those who chose their ticket placed values up to 5 times higher than those who didn't choose. Same ticket, different sense of control. What happened here? Well, humans are pattern-seeking machines. When we make a choice, any choice, we believe we have more influence over the outcome than we actually do, even if the situation is, statistically speaking, completely outside our control. That same illusion plays out everywhere in life. Take sports fans. A study showed that people are more sure their team will win when they are watching the game, yet they aren't actually playing, coaching, or affecting anything. Or think of gamblers at slot machines. Some will hit the button just right, or pull the lever with the perfect amount of force because they believe their actions influence what is, in fact, pure chance. But here's the real kicker. Our illusion of control actually makes us feel better. It gives us comfort. It gives us hope. It gives us the mental safety blanket of believing we can shape our outcomes if we just try hard enough. It's a survival tactic, and we're wired for it. Psychologists believe the illusion of control is an adaptive trait. It helps us feel less helpless in an unpredictable world. This was especially important for our ancestors, who lived in constantly changing environments full of danger. Believing their choices had impact, even in uncertain situations, kept them moving forward and trying new things. It boosted motivation. It reduced anxiety. It made life feel less random. In a very real sense, believing we have control, even when we don't, helped us survive. But fast forward to today, where uncertainty takes on new forms. Global pandemics, layoffs, accidents, medical diagnoses, or just a text left on read. We cling to this illusion not just for survival anymore, but for peace. The problem? Our illusion of control can also backfire, big time. Maybe you've tried to fix someone, thinking if you said the right words or behaved the right way, you could force them to change. Maybe you've stayed stuck in a toxic relationship or friendship because walking away felt like giving up control. Maybe you've been the one refreshing tracking info on a package that just isn't coming any faster. The illusion of control keeps us thinking we can fix everything. It makes us hold on too long. It's why we stay in careers that drain us, hoping things will get better if we just push harder. It's why we internalize failures. It's my fault. I should have tried more. I could have changed the outcome. It's an exhausting way to live. And here's where we get emotional. Sometimes, letting go feels like failing. It feels like surrender, like we weren't strong enough or smart enough or committed enough to make things work. We associate control with competence and losing control with weakness. But what if control isn't what we thought it was? Let's pause for a historical fun fact. In ancient Rome, there was a ceremony called the augury, where special priests called augurs would predict the future by watching birds. Yes, birds. If they flew left, it was bad. To the right, good. Soldiers refused to go to war. Emperors delayed decisions, all based on bird flight patterns. Pavements didn't matter, strategy didn't matter, only the birds. Why? Because predicting outcomes made the Romans feel in control, even if they weren't. Funny, familiar, human. Thousands of years later, we've replaced birds with financial markets, horoscopes, manifestation diaries, constant planning, and sometimes just plain worrying. We're still looking for control in chaos. So are we just irrational creatures? Not exactly. The truth is, we need a little bit of illusion. It keeps us motivated. It pushes us to take risks. Even when we know deep down that outcomes are unpredictable, believing we have influence can help us stay engaged and resilient. But there's a key difference between having influence and having control. We never fully control outcomes, but we do control our choices, our responses, our next steps. That's a much healthier and more accurate way to think about control. There's a beautiful psychological concept called radical acceptance. It doesn't mean giving up. It means accepting what you cannot change so you can focus on what you can. It's the boundary between effort and obsession, between caring and clinging. Some people call it surrender. Some people call it wisdom. But no matter what we call it, letting go doesn't mean losing. It means trusting. Trusting that life can unfold differently than we planned and still be okay. Trusting that people will grow, or not, on their own terms. Trusting that peace isn't something we get when everything is in our control, but when we stop needing everything to be. Letting go is not passive. In fact, it's active. It requires awareness, sometimes bravery, and the realization that fighting for what's not in your power is the real kind of losing. Here's something curious. Studies show that when people feel too in control, they're actually more likely to blame others harshly, take big risks, or feel devastated by things that go wrong, because they personally take on the responsibility for every outcome. A healthy dose of, "I am not in control of everything," can actually protect our self-esteem and help us adapt. So if you've been struggling with something you couldn't change and blamed yourself for not trying harder, maybe a failed relationship, a loss, a dream that slipped away, it may not be because you failed, but because control itself was the illusion. Life is unpredictable, but that doesn't mean that we are powerless. It means we are human. Next time you find yourself holding on too tightly, whether it's to an idea, a person, a past version of yourself, ask, is this mine to control, or is this mine to live through? Your peace might be waiting on the other side of letting go. Thanks for watching MindShift.